Hey guys, Marcus Kakin here from Blindside Football, back to give you some Week 2 GPP plays. First off, I want to start off with almost a whole team that I think is going really under the radar right now and could be great GPP plays, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. Vegas has them projected for 25 points this weekend, which is the 7th highest amongst all NFL teams. Obviously, they have the great matchup against the Oakland Raiders, so let's start off first with the quarterback, Joe Flacco. Last time he played the Raiders, 341 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 36 fantasy points. So then it becomes, who do you want to stack with Joe Flacco? Steve Smith is the obvious guy who I think is in the wide receiver 2 pricing range that could definitely put up wide receiver 1 numbers this week. Or if you want to go really deep and go really contrarian, Crockett Gilmore I think is worth a look. This is a guy going for close to min salary or min salary on a lot of sites. Last week, the Raiders did allow over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns to Tyler Eifert. And if you watch that game, it was less about Eifert's ability and more about just how wide open he was, how wide open the Oakland linebackers were letting him get. So we could see some of the similar out of Crockett Gilmore. At min salary, you don't really need a whole lot for him to pay off there, so something to look out for there. And then finally, Justin Forsett. This is the guy I think is going to get a lot of work in this game. I have him in a lot of my cash game plays, but I think could make a nice GPP play as well because of how bad he had done last week. Next up, Devontae Adams. His price range has gone up a little bit, his price point, but I don't expect Sherman to be on him. That's good. Not only is that good for him, but I think that's going to cause a lot more looks to him. Sherman seems to be lining up more in the slot this year, so he may be shattering Randall Cobb. Devontae Adams still a guy that saw over 90% of the snaps last week. So while the price has gone up a little bit, I think the expectations for him last week were just way too high, so I think a lot of people are going to be off of him, still making him a really nice play for GPPs. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, still sticking with Green Bay, and you want some of the Green Bay action and the points that they put up without that much liability, look no further than Richard Rodgers. Seattle last week let up 7 receptions for 127 yards and a touchdown to the combination of Jared Cook and Lance Kendricks over in St. Louis. So Richard Rodgers is a guy that could be a cheap touchdown, a guy going for close to min salary, very similar to Crockett Gilmore. Another tight end, I seem to be on a tight end roll today, Jason Witten. I really like Jason Witten as well. No Dez Bryant, and he seems to be Tony Romo's safety blanket when Dez Bryant's not around. I think off the top of my head, he had out of his last 6 games with no Dez, 5 of them with at least 7 or more receptions. To check out all my info about Jason Witten, make sure you go check out my cash game articles. Jason Witten is all over them. I am big on Jason Witten this weekend. Finally, Sammy Watkins. This is the guy that put up a goose egg last week, and I think a lot of that was because of Vontae Davis. So a lot of people, in fact, I think Sammy Watkins is going to be a guy that's going to be 2 or 3% owned in GPPs. But not only does he have the potential to put up a huge game, but he's going to be lined up with Malcolm Butler across from him. Malcolm Butler, a guy that was a situational player last year and is now the #1 cornerback for the New England Patriots. We know the Patriots are going to put up points, so you know that the Bills are going to have to do something to kind of come back into the game and throw a lot and score points as well. Malcolm Butler last week gave up 9 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown to Antonio Brown. So it's I'm not saying Sammy Watkins is Antonio Brown, obviously, but we could see another 100-yard and a touchdown game here, especially garbage time. We saw from Antonio Brown last week. Garbage time counts, guys. So Sammy Watkins, another one of my great GPP plays this week. Don't forget to check out the website, guys, blindsidefootball.com. Check out my cash game articles and all the other great DFS content we have on there. And I'll catch you guys next week.